When you were young, let's say 10 and below, what was your favorite beverage to drink and your favorite snack?
Okay, my favorite beverage to drink was milk. And yes, I'm talking about cow titty milk, whole milk, basically fucking cream. Now I'm like, I want oat milk and oat milk only. Right.
New love for you. Ooh. Don't think about
too much. Honestly, wait, that is a Cancer season anthem, low key too. You know, don't think about it too much, because it's really easy getting caught up in Cancer season and nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, it's summertime. You know what I mean? Like, it's different than Scorpio Pisces. During Cancer season, the sadness that you feel. That song by fucking Lana Del Rey, the Cancer Queen. Even though she's been problematic.
Yeah.
Forget about that part. But she made that song, Summertime Sadness. Because that summertime sadness be really hitting. And it's only because of Cancer season. It is Cancer season's fault.
It's true.
Because you literally sit there and you think about all your pain and you kind of feel sorry for yourself, but it's not like Scorpio Pisces where you feel sorry for yourself and you keep it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like you go in your dream state like Pisces.
Right, no.
It's like expressive sadness.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because Cancer thinks if I'm sad, everyone needs to know about it. You know what I mean? Scorpio's too embarrassed for people to know that they're sad. And Pisces is in la la land and pretends they're not sad.
Yeah.
Cancer takes in the sadness and is like, this is how I feel. And if you don't know about it, I'm going to let it be known that this is how I feel. But I'm still coming out with you guys. I'm still going to come out. I'm going to be miserable the whole time and I'm not leaving.
Right. Right. I may be crying at the end, trying to fight all of you at the end, but mind your fucking business.
Yo, actually, literally.
I feel like that's what Cancer season and also sometimes Cancers for sure be doing. You know what I mean? And honestly, I've been feeling that energy myself. Even just today, the last 2 days, my emotions have been up and down and up and down.
Much like the weather in San Francisco.
Literally. And Sarah reminded me that it's Cancer season, so, you know, just go a little bit easier on yourself. And
actually.
I am glad that you reminded me of that. And yeah, San Francisco is extra wildin'. It was 95 degrees yesterday in the city, which is absolutely unheard of.
We don't do shit like that, y'all.
We don't get that out here.
Also, we don't have AC. Like, it's like most people don't have AC unless they live in like modern homes in the city. Like, because it never gets that hot here.
Right. It was never a requirement.
Yeah,
so,
it's usually fucking cold all the time.
Yeah. So people who normally have this weather, like, yes, you get AC, you get some relief. But we had no relief yesterday.
Yeah, no relief.
Literally just melting and
there's nothing you can do about it. So get the fuck over it.
Right.
And like that's Cancer energy to me. You know what I mean?
Yes, coming in hot and aggressive.
Yeah.
Really. Let me just also say that. And like,
because I feel like Scorpio gets the rep for being the aggressive water sign.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're not letting Cancer shine enough.
Right,
we're not. That scenario. Like, Cancer's really good at being fucking aggressive. But they just do it in such like a little like crackhead way. Where like, like, you know, like when they crack, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
When they crack, it's like almost scary. The flip of the switch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because generally, I feel like with Scorpio, you know, Scorpio is a dance. It's like, oh, Scorpio's feeling a little crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell as soon as I woke up, like, you know, I felt the Scorpio, like they're in one of their moods. But like with Cancer, you don't know when that flip is going to happen. Like, nothing about Cancer energy tells you, hey, I think I'm going to have a freak out.
Right.
You know?
Until they're freaking out and you're like, whoa.
You're like, whoa. Yeah, it's like, what do we say? Cardinal water, tsunami.
Yeah.
I always say that. Comes out of nowhere. It's big, it's large, it's in charge, and everyone's scared. Mm-hmm. It wasn't building like deep water, like Scorpio.
No.
Like, you know what's in deep water. It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
With Cancer energy, you don't know when the tsunami's coming.
Yeah. No, not at all. But it will be very loud and in charge, like she just said.
Yeah.
So everyone will know when it is time.
Yeah, and I think we were doing something, and I was telling Maya, like, yeah, we got this. Like, let's do it. We're good. Like, kind of like pushing us to, like, be motivated and to do it. And then I thought of that line from Pitch Perfect where, her dad tells her, if at first you lose, give up or whatever. Like, something really sad. I'm like, well, you know what? It's Cancer season. If at first you think you can't do it, go and have a cry in the shower.
Right.
Because I feel like Cancers are very openly expressive, about what they're feeling, that they're in the thick of it. And I think everyone is going to have at least one, if not more, moments like that during Cancer season, which we are in. By the way, happy Cancer season.
Happy Cancer
season. No, like, feel your feelings because, like, it's going to come out. You're going to have an ugly cry or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So don't judge yourself.
It's so true. I feel like during Cancer season, I definitely, even if I don't want to cry, like, the cries definitely come out, like, heavy.
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm not going to lie, I don't know why, I'm always hornier during Cancer season. Like, she's
it's that
ready
baby
to be a
making
freaky,
season. I'm
right?
telling you, people are trying to get pregnant. You trying to get pregnant?
I love it, you know what I mean? Like,
Be careful what you wish for.
Just like, surround people.
Yeah, well,
smother them with my love.
Mommy wants baby.
Dear God. Cancer. Absolutely
Deceased.
crying. Absolutely crying.
Deceased.
Good old Cancer season, man. I hope everyone safely, gets fucked, cries, and dances their little butts off.
No,
I feel
literally.
like you can also have fun in Cancer season.
And
it's a
also-
little bit more chaotic.
And I hope you overreact.
But
maybe that's just me being a messy Gemini moon. Because I think, honestly, when people who have Cancer energy in their chart or when there's a Cancer transit happening, I do feel like people go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Oh, yeah.
As Drake, the Cancer moon, made the song.
Uh-huh.
And I personally love to sit. When it's not me involved, I love to sit back and be like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Right. As long as I'm not involved, I'm okay with it. But literally, I was just thinking about all the Cancers who have, like, ripped me a new one and just completely went off, and not even necessarily was directed at me. They just were having
You
their
just happen
tantrum.
to be around there.
Yeah, like it's like
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
it's
Listen,
funny when it's like again.
Yeah, I used to have a Cancer friend, and like when she would freak out, like I just, I was loyal, I was like there, but I will not lie. I would look at her and be like, "You're crazy," and don't get me wrong, I'm crazy too. And like we were both very young, but when a Cancer freaks out. Like, I personally, and I'm a control freak. Usually, I think I can do damage control. But when a Cancer freaks out, I kind of usually let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be in the way.
Yeah, no, you can't
Unless
be in the way
it's directed
of that tornado.
at me, then I'm going to hit you back with something.
Right.
But when I see you doing it to someone else, I'm like, she's activated.
Right. You activated that. And there's
Good
no
luck.
stopping it. Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna stop it.
'Cause-
Nobody can really stop them when they get
And also,
into
they're
that.
the kings and queens of the low blows. If I were to get in their way, they would see me. You know what I mean? I would be
Public
just
enemy number
as
one.
I would be just as I would be in trouble, just like the person they're fucking talking to.
Uh-huh.
So they're gonna think about all my trauma and all what could hurt me. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Well, it's funny because they're loyal, just like a Scorpio. So when they see, I feel like that maybe you're not being loyal to them in that moment. They're like, I hate you too, and now I'm gonna kill you.
No,
How
literally.
dare you betray me?
Actually.
Yeah, they go psycho.
Yeah, love to see it. Hate to be in it.
Okay, I want to talk about something kind of random that I saw that I don't know is true, but maybe let me just start out like this.
I feel like we usually give like 500, both of us. We like don't even say what we're gonna talk about.
Right.
Like I want to talk about something that's like weird, but like it happened, but like maybe you agree with it too. And like when I was in college, someone would too. And then like 5 hours later, we say like what it is. Talk about a thesis statement.
Right. Okay, so maybe I'm
today's
not
topic-
gonna preface it in all the ways. I'm just gonna say what I heard. And
Also,
then
it's not
say
just
what
you.
wanna
I do
say.
it too.
And
I
then
hope
I
you
just
know.
did it again.
And also now I'm about to start.
Right. And here I go. Okay, but I heard that Janae, Aiko, and Big Sean are pregnant.
Stop.
And I'm just really excited
how much
because,
do we know?
Okay, we don't really know much. But
Because you know how I feel about when people are like, so-and-so's pregnant.
I
and
know.
it's not true. Or
I
like,
know.
you know, or I feel bad if they're trying to be pregnant and it ends up not being true. Or maybe they just got a little heavier and people are saying
I know.
So like, how sure are we?
We're not really that sure, but apparently people are, stalking her Instagram, and she's wearing like big jackets, like in 100-degree weather in LA. So like she's apparently maybe trying to hide a little something.
Wow.
What I really want to say though, and this is almost how I tried to preface it, is that, Big Sean and Janae, they be making music talking about how good they fuck all the time.
It's time.
Like I'm surprised
that they haven't gotten pregnant
yet.
They probably have a family of 6 and we don't know about it.
Just keeping them on the low on secret.
Really?
But I just feel like I'm so happy for them if this is true, because you hear about their amazing lovemaking and their music.
I'm like, this is a product of what your music talks
right.
about.
And they deserve a love baby.
Oh, they so do. And they're so obsessed with each other. And I know their relationship hasn't been perfect, but the universe brought them back together. I feel like they are every person's like... People, okay, you guys, don't compare your toxic relationships to them. Because I will say, I feel like the general public, everyone found out what a twin flame is, and they took that shit and they ran with it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're like, you mean my toxic ex is my ex for a reason?
Right.
Like, no, you just made that meaning up.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So I feel like people look at like couples like Janae, right? Janae and Big Sean. They're like, but they got back together. It's like, you are not the same. You and your toxic ex are not the same. I mean, you could be, but do I know? No. If I were to guess, would I guess anything above 90%? No.
Right. I would guess I'm not a betting woman, but I would bet no.
No, I would bet no too.
You know what I mean?
So for that reason, I don't want people to be like, oh, well, look, they got together and they had a baby.
Right. I can do it too. I can do it too. Toxic person.
Oh my God. But back to the conversation. So happy for them if it is true. I love to see two people in love who obviously want a baby get pregnant.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's sweet.
It is very sweet. And if it is true, I hope you have a successful pregnancy and a sweet little love baby. Because like I said, you guys deserve it.
And they both seem like very like spiritually aware.
They do.
And well, like they seem like they're both very present in life.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like honestly, I've always thought a parent is at their best if they're able to be present. Which is very hard to do for adults that don't even have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in this day and age, it's so hard to stay grounded and present. But if you're able to do that when you have a kid, I feel like that child will learn so much from you and your calmness in this world of chaos. You know? Because a lot of us are a product of our parents that dealt with anxiety, depression, all this shit, living in survival
to have
mode.
babies yet. You
Survival
know what I
mode,
mean?
yeah. So it's like to see people that are ready and have done the work within themselves have kids, I feel like that's on some next level shit. Yeah. Because a lot of us have amazing parents, but they had to go through a lot of shit because they had kids before they knew themselves, you know?
For sure.
Or had the chance to even know themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but like, let's be real. How many people actively decide, I want to get pregnant? Like, I want to have a baby right now. I feel like realistically a lot more babies come like on accident and they're like, oh, like I'm pregnant, I'm happy, like we're gonna keep it, you know what I mean, kind of thing. So
I feel like that.
And then there's some people who really do actively try, and then people who, you know, obviously can't get pregnant as well too, you know?
Yeah, I feel like yes to all of those. And then I feel like specifically for me, and I think people from other cultures can relate too, a lot of women, like my mom, and I'm sure people that are my age, their moms too, you know, they get married really young and it's expected of you to have, like, you're actually hoping to get pregnant, but you're so young because you're married at the age of 15 and yeah, you're ready to start popping out kids. And that's the norm. But when we look back at it now, that's way too young. And like, of course, in this day and age, you would probably want to have a little bit more time to yourself, figure out what you want. But our parents, a lot of our parents, grandparents, they didn't have that option. Because that was the norm.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. And I mean, society was so different then too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like it was actually more realistic for our parents to kind of be starting families because they were a little bit more established for the most part, or they had a little bit more money. Like that's just not realistic for a lot of us out here. You know what I mean?
I think so.
And again, I'm not saying this is true for everyone, but I do feel like our generation is a little bit more hesitant to have babies because we don't feel as stable in this world. You know what I mean? We don't have homes. We don't have jobs that we love that are well paid, like well paying. You know?
I completely agree. And yeah, me and Maya always talk about this. It's so true. Millennials are having kids for a reason. But I don't know why during this conversation it just clicked in my head that like we have that option as millennials in America.
Yeah.
Like in my country still, my home country, and I'm sure other countries as well. People our age are still getting married, younger than us in their teens. They're still getting married and they're still popping out kids.
For sure.
Even if the quality of life for them is way worse than what it was back in the day when my mom was having, children.
Yeah.
Like they don't have the option because women still depend on men. So like they don't have the option to just go to college and I don't want to have a kid. I just want to get a dog and live in my apartment. Like they don't have that option,
Yeah.
They still need to get married.
And they still need to support their families.
I feel like
a lot of the times, and I could be wrong, like when there are sometimes arranged marriages, it's to try and uplift your family and make sure that they will be taken care of. You know what I mean? In the next kind of area of your life or the next part of your life. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's so much pressure to have on you. You know what I mean? Marriage is such a big decision, and I cannot even imagine how it would feel to have that right or that choice taken away from me. You know what I mean? For someone who for a long time didn't even think that she would get married, you know what I mean? Thought she would live that single life, literally almost even be like a single mother, I could not imagine maybe that choice being taken away from me.
Oh, absolutely.
But I know it's a
reality.
It is
a reality, and it's a cultural thing too. Like growing up even in America, when I was younger, like, people would ask me in my family, not my immediate family, but my immediate family would tell me, they'd laugh and be like, so-and-so asked about you and for their son. You know what I mean? Like, that would happen all the time. Like, literally trying to arrange a marriage. Maybe not as aggressively as back home and some other families still in America that, like, are actually arranging marriages, but it's just a common thing. Oh, I heard about your daughter. Oh, she's that age. Oh, I have a son for her. Like, it's still a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much in America, too. And even worse back home and in other countries, I'm sure, too.
Yeah. For sure.
It's y'all, just because you don't experience it doesn't mean it's still not happening, is what I'm really trying to tell our viewers and listeners that maybe are not as well versed in other cultures. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like really wealthy people do it sometimes too. Like they want to keep
it in the family.
Keep the money in the family. You know what I mean? I feel like old English people used to do that for a long time. I mean, they were doing a lot of weird incest. I'm sure they're still
doing shit now.
But I feel like that still happens in that sense too, where it's like you have to marry this other big family because we want to bring our big names together,
our resources together.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, this wild.
Yeah,
they just be selling women, and I ain't about it.
No, I need to have choices.
Everybody got choices. We're laughing because it's funny, but also we take this very seriously.
Yeah, we do. Yes. Women's rights, I feel like, are...
Yeah, no, they're so fucking serious. I'm not even playing. I can still laugh. God, give me a fucking break.
I can have the range.
We
were talking about that earlier today.
Yeah. The range.
You can have the range.
No, it's true. Two things can be true at once is what I'm really trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
As a Gemini moon, I think I'm going to start using that sentence more. Two things can be true at once.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not contradicting myself. I have two truths, and I believe them both.
Right. I wish I could have had a camera just on your face looking at me because that was iconic.
Nothing anyone will say will change my mind about either one of my truths.
The passion she said it with, you guys. I'm sure you heard it in her voice. But like, it was just so good. I loved it.
Okay, speaking of Middle Eastern culture, I want to bring up, well, we have an inside joke. I want to talk to them about it and then have a story to tell you about how this inside joke manifested and you weren't there and I wish you would have experienced it.
Yes.
So I tell Maya, I'm like, yeah, like obviously like in my culture, or I'm sure some other cultures too, like when you're bargaining, like it's like a thing for like Middle Eastern men to be like, oh, for you? Like for you, I make it $10. You know what I mean? Like, this thing was $10 to begin with.
Yes,
but he's like,
they're not really giving you a deal.
For you, I'm gonna make it 10. So we've just had this inside joke now within our friend group, where for you, yeah, I'll be there at 6. Like, you know what I mean? Like for you, I'll do anything. And it's just so funny.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
It's really good.
So the other week, I went out to dinner with one of our friends, and we were at North Beach, so an Italian joint. And we show up, we had reservations, and we're like, okay, we check in, and they're like, okay, just wait a little bit. And like a little time goes by, and it's been like a minute, we have reservations. And the dude comes up, and he's just been like eyeing us the whole time, like being a little creep. And yeah, so the dude was like, oh, ladies, sorry about the wait. Like, I have a table for you. It's the best table in the house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was giving very much like for you energy. And I'm not gonna lie. Up until that point, I was getting a little annoyed. I'm like, why did I make a reservation if we gonna be eating this late? But he came through with the for you, and I was like, oh, for me, like for us. He said it was the best motherfucking table. And then 10 more minutes go by, and I'm just like, we're getting annoyed because it's a little, we're both wearing heels. And then he's like, oh, ladies.
Oh God.
He's like, oh, the ladies at the table, they got another drink. And then like we're like, okay, so what you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? And he's like, for you?
For you? For you?
So then they sat us at the bar with a complimentary drink, which was nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah, so like that happened. Yeah, it was like a vibe.
Yeah,
it was
really
a vibe.
Nice.
And then when we sat at the table, food was bomb, best pasta ever.
Love.
It was so good. And then he just kept coming back to check on us. And I'm like, what is this dude's sign? Like, he just seems like he's all over the place. And he was wearing this scarf. And like, he's wearing this and I can't forget about the scarf. He was wearing a tiny little scarf.
Oh my god.
The tiniest little scarf ever. And I just wanted to choke him with it because he was annoying me. He was bugging. And then I'm like, and then he comes and he talks to us. He's like, oh, where are you ladies from? Like, he's trying to chat it up. And I swear he had an Italian accent. And then he was like, oh, yeah, but like, I'm from somewhere else. Like, it was like,
he like turned off his accent.
Like, dead ass. And then he started talking in Spanish. And then, I just got fucking, I'm like, this dude, and he talked about how he's traveled the world. Like, he travels, like, all the time. I'm like, this was a Sagittarius. This sly motherfucker. He's a Sagittarius. I know it. So I waited till the conversation was over. I'm like, what's your sign? This motherfucker was a Scorpio. And I'm like, you sleazy ass motherfucker.
For you?
For you?
Slanging and
yeah, that was just a funny story.
Wow.
Because sometimes I feel like people in general, like it's not even just about these used car salesmen that be like for you.
No.
Chances are in your life you have been for you. And and I just want to I want to let the people know. Sometimes people will tell you that like they're doing a little special thing for you and you ain't really special. So watch out. Watch out.
I think the people are grateful for you bringing about the definition for you. For you, bringing up the for you.
Oh, for me.
Scenario. You know what I mean? Because I feel like everyone has experienced that in some type of way in a bargaining situation. And you think like, yeah, I'm getting a deal. Like, or sometimes you may walk away and you're like, they weren't trying to help me at all.
No,
Like,
literally.
they were just, like, shucking and driving me. So I'm glad he actually, like, followed through and, like, got you guys, like, a sweet little drink.
Yeah, I'm happy about it, too.
Sometimes they be, like,
and they give us
for
free
you-ing.
dessert, too. That was nice, too.
So sweet.
Yeah, so they were being cool, I guess.
No, that's really nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes they be for youing.
But they don't be doing shit.
And they don't be doing shit, but even sometimes even more shady. I feel like one time they for you'd me and they uppriced me.
I'm telling you, and that happens.
Yes.
I'm telling you. That's why
they
have
look
to
you
be
up
careful.
and down. They size you up.
Yeah.
They're like, for you?
No, for absolutely. And in my country. Listen, that's Fez from that 70s show. Don't be thinking I'm being weird. And also, I'm immigrant, so I can say that.
Right.
Anyway, actually, in my country, like if you visit, from America or something, and like you just look like you wearing something that's from like not this country, they're gonna be like, well, listen, for me, you gonna give me more money, like,
right?
You know, so you have to be careful too.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to be careful because they're definitely taking advantage of people that are not from there. And rightly so. Hustle, baby.
Right. And, like, I mean, in general, like I said, I've been taken advantage of before with the for you, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes
I think everyone just feels special. That's the problem with the for you.
Exactly.
Someone tells you for you, and you're going to think, like, oh, yeah, I did something right. Like, they changed it for me. Mm-hmm. And I just want you to be more aware of that because chances are they probably didn't do shit for you.
Right. Don't be afraid to ask more questions. It's like, oh, what was the original price? What's the discount again?
Yeah.
Or like
Start
follow up.
Tell me what it is. How much is chase the person that paid right before you?
Yeah.
No, but for real, they be doing that.
Because sometimes when you're too nice and they're like, oh, for you, and you give in, you're like, oh, you're being nice. They're like, oh, she's gullible. They're gullible. I could take advantage of you.
And then they'll start selling something else to you.
Exactly.
And be like, and I got one more in the back for you. I'll bring it out. It's my last one. Like, you know what I mean? They be doing shit like that.
They do.
Like
I'm crying.
You know they be doing that.
I know.
I just got this in. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's perfect for you.
I've been hustled.
It's okay.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was really funny. I'm going to go ahead and just tell the story because it was pretty funny. It was at a paint shop. Of all places.
How did you get hustled, Maya?
I was repainting our fireplace at the old house. And I didn't know anything about like repainting it over or if I just needed regular white paint or it needed to be a primer or something, whatever. Right. And so I'm asking the guy who's working there, he's like, oh yeah, you need this and you need this and you need this. And I'm like, okay.
Oh
and I was like too scared at the time to be like, okay, no. But then this other man walks in, he's like, wow, he's hustling you, sweetie. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, well, thanks for calling in. I was like, I guess I don't need this.
I'm crying. Yo, that is actually a thing. Yeah. Men actually do that. My boyfriend always talks to me because my boyfriend's hella into cars. So he always talks to me about how, you can't go to the auto shop as a woman alone.
No.
Even if you know everything and you're like, well, if you know everything, you're probably going to be good at like calling them out. But for the most part, they're going to see a lady by herself and they're going to upcharge you because they're going to think that you don't know any better.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's just another reason why men are just such trash. Like, it's literally not enough that you already get paid more than me and you're more valued in this society, but you also want me to pay more for your product and services. Like, tell me how fucked that is.
Right, and you're not even really fucking helping me, too. That's the other
you're
part.
taking advantage of me.
Yeah.
Not even not helping me. You're actively taking advantage of me.
Yes.
And other women.
When you know I am actually in need of help.
Rude.
Usually.
Rude.
Very rude.
Watch yourself.
Ugh, I hate
For
that
you,
entitlement.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
For you, I got 2 fists.
So comment down below, and if you're listening, go to the YouTube and comment. When was the last time you got for you'd?
Yes.
I want to hear these stories, or like go to our Instagram, DM us. I want to know because I know we're not alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For me, you won't do it.
For me? For you? Okay, so I have a show recommendation
God,
for you and the people that's very fun. It's very lighthearted. It has dance. It has costumes.
Ooh.
It has just like performance aspects. It's called Legendary. It's on HBO.
Ooh.
It is about ballroom, so not like traditional ballroom, but the voguing.
Yeah.
And it is fucking fabulous. There are 3 seasons. The first 2 seasons, Meg Thee Stallion is one of the hosts as well.
Hell yeah.
Jamil is also on it.
Yeah. Isn't Keke Palmer on the newest one?
She's on the latest season.
I've been seeing clips of it.
Yes, it is legendary. It is iconic. It is.
Wow.
If you loved Pose, like, you're gonna love Legendary because it is all the fun parts of Pose.
Wow.
So it has all the performance, all the dance, it has all the sass and attitude, like all the cattiness. It is so freaking good, y'all. Like, I binged the 3 seasons, and I'm gonna go back and watch them again because that's how obsessed I am with them and how much of a good mood they just put me in. Like,
wait, I'm so excited.
if you just want like a happy show that you can tap in and out of, like, you could just have it in the background, or you can like tune in more closely. Like, I really recommend it. It's a great show.
Oh, I'm so excited. That sounds amazing.
Yes, 10 out of 10 recommend.
I feel like I need more shows to have as background shows. All I watch is like intense ass like criminal documentaries and dramas and like literally murder docs. I'm like, yeah, show me some joy.
Right. And I love this because in a way it mixes a lot of the elements of shows that I like.
Yeah.
I love a good competition show. I love where they show like makeup and the costume and the fashion and just like big theatrics and any type of performance. Like, I'm into. So if you're into those kinds of things, you're really going to love the show. I promise.
Ooh, I'm excited. Yeah. Okay, I feel like this is the perfect time to talk about this because it's Cancer season and I've been wanting to talk about it. I want to talk about water signs and their emotional availability. As we know, water signs love feeling things, and on the other side of the coin, they also love being there for people when they're feeling things and kind of walking you through your emotions. But I've noticed this, and not just even just taking myself out of it, because clearly it's my experience too, but even I've noticed it with friends, colleagues, celebrities. I've noticed that water signs just like love being there for people, and they're really good at understanding people's emotions, but sometimes I feel like people kind of take advantage of that, and almost like people are, or water signs are expected to always be emotionally available at all times for people. I want to talk about that and the fact that sometimes water signs don't receive that from other people because, everyone has a different type of superpower, especially every element. And we can obviously do this for all the elements, but I want to start with water because that's the first one I thought of, clearly, because I'm a water sign. And I just want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to talk about water signs and their emotional availability and how to be better at maybe taking your power back and not feeling guilty when you let people know, like, hey, I'm not here right now. I'm not available right now to emotionally nurture you.
Yeah.
And it's not my job.
100%.
Just because I'm really good at it and I can do it for myself and I'll do it for you when I have the time and availability and energy, but it shouldn't be expected of me.
Right.
Especially when you notice that other people can't do it for you.
Yeah. I think another big part of it is like for these other, like, water signs will come in and help people sort out their emotions and like almost guide them or like help them connect the dots into what they have been feeling. You know what I mean? They give them some type of direction in their feelings.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yes, there are a lot of signs who maybe rely on that too much and they come to their water signs, friends, lovers, partners, family, or whatever. And it's just like they dump on you. You know what I mean? They just give you everything. And then it is that water sign's responsibility, because they're so good at it, to help you navigate through that and give you kind of a direction on where to go. And that is like, they're really good at it, like you said, and it is a blessing when they're able to do that for you, but that is not their responsibility.
It's not their job.
And you're so right, because I definitely see this happen. I've seen this happen to my friends and family. I've seen it happen to people that I've dated, and it sucks because they are always so ready to give it. But it is never reciprocated in the same way that they really need it. Like, I feel like people try, but it's never like to the level that they really need it.
At all. I can say honestly, at all. Like, I recommend every water sign, find you some water sign placement friends. Because, like, you need them to also nurture you in that way, too. Because other signs don't get that aspect of it, you know? And it's not so easily available. They need to, like, try harder to understand your emotions. And as a water sign, there's truly, if I'm feeling heavy emotions and I need help to work through it, me explaining it to you is taking away from my healing. Like, you know what I mean? And sometimes people don't understand that me having to even explain it to you extensively is taking away from time that I need to spend freaking healing.
Yeah.
You know, and some people just like don't understand it. And I feel like that's why it's so important to be with like-minded people and maybe just also be better at letting people know, hey, like you said, when you're emotionally dumping on me, like I know I'm typically usually here for you and I can work through your emotions for you and with you. I'm not available right now because I'm doing my thing. And don't feel guilty because a lot of times we feel guilty because we know that people need us in order to understand their emotions. But that's not your fucking job.
No.
It's really not. You're a great friend and partner and family member when you do it, but it's not your job.
Right. And I feel like water signs, you know, they have their whole life, they have been emotionally aware of their feelings and other people's feelings. So they're so much more in tune with that. And most people are just really trying to catch up. Like, even if they are pretty, like, empathetic and intuitive, I feel like water signs really take the cake on that. You know, so even if you are, I feel like, advanced in your sign or even within yourself, it's kind of hard to match up to a really evolved water sign in this sense.
Yeah.
So it goes back to what you were saying of like, when a water sign is having to calm you down or in their times of stress, like that's not comforting to them. You know what I mean? Like,
just because you're good at it.
Having to teach you is not comforting to them. Like, that's tiring within itself. Like, I want people to understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're pouring into someone else, you are taking some of your own water. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you need to have a full cup before you pour into someone else, heal someone else. And I feel like I have just recently learned to differentiate whether I want to give because I have enough or I want to give because I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
You know, like it takes a lot out of you. Sometimes I will give to people and then, oh, wow, they're recharged. Amazing. Love that for you. And then I go and I'm like, fuck, I'm like so drained. I'm so happy for you, but like that was a lot for me.
Yeah.
like
I was
gonna pouring all that into you. It was a lot for me, and I didn't realize how much of myself I didn't have to give away.
Yeah.
You know, and I know other water signs feel this way too. So I want you guys to get better at emotional boundaries.
Yeah, that is so key.
And not
I feel
guilty.
like yeah,
I feel guilty really easily.
Yeah.
Really easily. I would say more than all the other elements, water signs are always feeling guilty more than air, fire, and earth. Air, fire, earth don't usually give a fuck about feeling guilty over emotional shit.
Yeah.
We do. When we feel people's emotions and we feel like maybe we could have helped that even though it wasn't our job, we feel guilty. And that's not your guilt to take on.
No, and if you do, and this is something like, I feel like water signs really struggle with sometimes acknowledging when it's other people's emotions and not theirs. You know what I mean? Because they are so empathetic and intuitive. Like, and you do want to naturally, or it's easy for you to take on other people's energies or for them to latch on to you too. You know, I feel like even if water signs are trying to be strong, I feel like people just naturally gravitate towards you guys.
For sure. Because they feel accepted. You know what I mean? For the most part, they feel accepted and held down. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I get your emotions. Who doesn't want to open up to that?
Right.
Like, I'm not judging you. Which I feel like is also another point I want to talk about is that if you're a water sign and you love to cry, which we do, and you feel like you cry in front of people that kind of, when you cry around them, like you just feel not heard and you feel a little judged. Even though they're not openly judging you, you feel like, well, they never show emotion like this. And every time I cry, they just sit there and they have nothing to say. Stop opening up to those people. Like, I don't care if it's your friend that you've known or your boy. Like, that's not the right type of person for you to be opening up to. If when you cry in front of them, you feel uncomfortable and you feel like you're embarrassing yourself, that's not the right person for you to be around when you're emotional. Sorry, it's not. You deserve to cry around people that comfort you during that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of water signs have been raised to believe that they're too sensitive.
Yeah.
Control your emotions. As you grow into an adult, you realize that actually my emotions make me strong, which means you also need to be aware of who you surround yourself with when you're being emotional.
Yeah, because people will try to make you feel crazy, belittle your feelings, and that is not okay at all because you are so in tune with what you're feeling and what they are feeling.
Yeah.
It's not fair of them to like gaslight you in that way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
at
I
all.
mostly feel like that's what's happening when
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
when that is going on. And it's frustrating because again, the water signs are having to process 2-3 steps ahead of everyone else or their partner, whoever's in the situation, and it's tiring on them.
Yeah.
You know?
It really is, honestly. It really is. And when people try and, you know, guilt trip you, just remember that you control your emotions. You know what I mean? Don't give your power away to people that easily. It's easier said than done, but try practicing it. Like every time someone like tries to make you feel guilty for not wanting to do something, tell yourself it is okay that they feel like that. I'm choosing this reality right now. You can't dictate how I operate, you know? They know that we're emotional and that if they just say the right thing, we'll go in a downward spiral and feel guilty and then we'll show up.
Yeah.
That's happened to me so many times. I didn't want to do something. Someone made me feel guilty. I was there and I was an emotional mess the whole time.
Yeah. And
I was like,
a mess
hope you're
afterwards.
happy. I showed up.
And you're a mess afterwards
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean?
Because we weren't supposed to be there.
Exactly.
I'm not okay. I need to stay home. But because you guilt tripped me, I showed up. I was there for you. But now when I go home, I got to deal with all this mess.
Right. And water signs are such energy people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like if I'm coming, even though I really don't want to, energy sucker right there. And then I go, all my energy's been sucked. Like y'all are going to feel that for like days, maybe even weeks to come, depending on what kind of event it was.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Like that will wear so heavier on you rather than just saying, hey, creating that boundary, drawing that line of like, I don't want to go, or this is your emotions and that's for you to have right now, not for me.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
You know?
The best part about my spiritual journey is when I learned to differentiate my feelings and my thoughts from other people's. Like when I wake up and I meditate, I know what energy I'm working with today. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but I know where it comes from because I'm meditating, so I know it's coming from me. And as soon as I step outside my room, whether I'm in the home, outside, boyfriend's house, store, whatever, wherever I may be, I can differentiate between what I felt this morning and other people's. So people can't guilt trip me. They can't make me feel some type of way. It'll be harder for them to do it because, again, I told myself this is the energy I'm working with today. Mm-hmm. And I set those emotional boundaries up. If anyone tries to come in my bubble, I'll see how I feel and if I want to interact with you. But at least I've made that decision to be like, this is your energy. Do I want to deal with that energy today?
Yeah.
Does the energy that I woke up with, will it interact well with your energy that I'm receiving right now?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Water signs have to honor their center, honor that core gut feeling, because it won't steer you wrong.
It really won't. You need to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
You need to set, like I said, good emotional boundaries up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will walk all over you too, though, because you're so kind,
absolutely.
because you are so good at processing and helping others.
Mm-hmm. And also, they know on the other end of it, too, that maybe they can easily trigger you, too.
Yeah.
And, you know, they'll trigger your crazy side to come out, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they know you're emotional.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful.
Ooh.
Again, no one can make you react any type of way. That's on you. But, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is be careful who you open up to emotionally as well. Because once people experience that side of you, they'll see what emotions you're working with and how easy it is for them to pull those strings using those emotions.
Yeah. It's like
Don't show all your cards just
Exactly.
yet, water sign.
They're valuable. Keep them a little closer to your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to talk about something silly. You know, it's Cancer season.
Yes.
We're feeling nostalgic. So I wanted to ask you some sweet baby questions.
Oh, cute.
About how you felt like back in the day.
Oh, sweet. I'm so ready.
So my first question is,
An interview.
yes. When you were young, let's say 10 and below,
Mm-hmm.
what was your favorite beverage to drink and your favorite snack?
Okay, my favorite beverage to drink was milk. And yes, I'm talking about cow titty milk, whole milk. Basically fucking cream. Now I'm like, I want oat milk and oat milk only.
Right.
Living in San Francisco, baby.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I would drink cold whole milk like it was water. And I probably was sleeping like a baby too. And my favorite snack was probably chips. Like I'm talking like potato chips or like mostly hot Cheetos. And
Yeah.
I can honestly say nothing's changed in that department. I will munch down on a bag of chips like it's my last meal on earth.
Yes, like if you still want to get her a snack food, like chips are a safe.
No,
safe
no,
bet.
like actually, like there was a point in my life where like my family was like, take the chips away. Like that's all she's eating. We need to take the chips away. Like it was a problem.
That is so funny. I also got a memory when you said milk of us in college, and I was having a rough time sleeping one night.
And
you
I
made
warmed
me
up
warm
some milk, and you knocked out, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it was the best. I had never had warm milk.
Yo, that shit puts you to sleep.
But I knocked the fuck out.
No,
It
like
was
actually,
great.
actually,
It was angelic.
fuck a Benadryl.
Fuck a Benny.
Like, take some warm milk.
Right.
You gonna be out like a light. Fuck half a Xanax.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's so good.
Next question.
Well, you're not gonna answer?
Oh yeah. Okay. So. My favorite drink when I was younger was apple juice. I loved apple juice, and I actually have this really funny story of when I was 3 years old.
Oh my god.
It was
I know.
Christmas, like around Christmas time. And I loved apple juice, right? And my dad loves scotch. He still loves scotch. Like, that's his drink.
Y'all know where this is going, right?
Yeah. Basically, my dad had a cup of scotch. My mom was like, Maya, there's your apple juice. I went over there as a 3-year-old, threw that shit back.
Starting
like
them
it was
young.
my apple juice. And my parents, I can almost vividly remember the look on their face of like, oh shit. Like she just drank that entire thing of scotch.
Oh
A
my
little
God.
3-year-old baby. Like I'm petite now. You can only imagine how freaking tiny I was then. I'm pretty sure like 30 minutes later I knocked out like drunk. They let me open a present around because it was around Christmas time, but then I knocked out because I felt so bad for me.
I love this story so much.
But yes, apple juice was my shits. And then
Baby Maya just throwing them shots back.
that's probably why it triggers me now that I think about it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's talk.
I have real childhood trauma.
Oh, yeah. Do you?
I do, but probably not.
Not about that. I
Not
know.
about
We
that.
all do. I think we all have childhood.
Yes, no, this is true. And then my favorite snack. What was my favorite snack? I loved French fries or a donut, like after school. And I was spoiled, and my mom did take us to fast food a lot. Well, I mean, like that was pretty much all we ate. We didn't really eat a lot of home cooked meals. We ate fast food for our dinner. So yeah, French fries was my shit.
Well, French fries are still just amazing.
Oh yeah, they still hit like no other.
What's your favorite French fry from a fast food?
McDonald's when it's fresh.
Yeah.
By far. And then In-N-Out is second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay, well, I love Jack in the Box curly fries.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
I think they're really good. And honestly, I've been fucking with the Wendy's fries lately. They're so good.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've never had Wendy's enough to be like,
I know, me
thinking about their
neither. Like
fries.
ever
I
since
just know
those spicy chicken nuggets came back, and like it had everyone in a chokehold.
Yeah.
and they came back and everyone was shook. I'm like, what's so good about this shit? So I went, I tried some. I'm like, all right, that's pretty good.
said, "That's
and I tried
good."
the fries. I'm like, oh shit, that's pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my favorite fry is a solid garlic fry, which no fast food chain has. But we
It's
have some
true.
bomb ass burger spots in the city that have really good garlic fries. Like I love when fries are like gooey and soft, but like a little bit crispy on the edges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I like it's like if it's a little crunchy and then like soft in the
middle?
you know?
Oh, it's
like,
going down.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's
delish.
it's
Okay,
almost sexy.
what do you like to dip your fries
Oh,
in
ranch.
the most? Yeah.
all day. The
Yeah.
fuck? What else?
I think ranch is a superior condiment.
No, I will literally bathe in Wingstop. Like I will literally bathe in Wingstop ranch. Like I'm not even kidding.
No, I mean it's so good. When I die, bury me with some
The
fucking Wingstop ranch.
No,
For
seriously. Hidden Valley and fucking Wingstop need to do a little collab moment.
Right.
And put that flavor in a goddamn container.
Bottle that shit up.
No, for real. Actually.
For real,
Yo,
for
one time
real.
we got Wingstop and they gave us only one ranch. And I think it was one of the saddest times of my life.
It was. But we love each other, so we shared
We
it.
shared that shit.
But it was so sad.
Oh, it really
I also
was.
just need to go on record to say that not all ranches are created equal.
Oh, no.
Obviously.
Ew. I think when I
Obviously.
say ranch, I mean like Wingstop ranch and like
That's-
maybe something else from the store if I'm feeling lucky.
Right, but I
But
feel
like
like
not
I've never
like
actually,
Hidden Valley, like
Right.
the regular flavor.
I've never
It needs
like,
to be buttermilk, first of all.
for sure.
Don't be doing that weird shit with the bacon and like, yeah.
No, don't be trying to do too much. No. I feel like I've never bought a ranch that I was like, good. You know, just the
Yeah,
Wingstop.
I know.
ranch.
Right.
And when they give it to you,
We
like
should make our own ranch.
We should. And when they give it to you, like at the restaurants or something, you know, because I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like they make
Those
their
are good.
own, you know,
They're
like
good.
a Habit or something.
Mhm.
Do y'all
Oh,
got
yeah.
Habit around
Actually,
the world?
Habit fries are good too.
They are really good. I fuck with Habit.
Yeah, me too.
I wonder if that's just a California thing. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Because it started in SoCal, right?
Yeah, Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Something like that.
It's good. If you're ever in California,
Now that we're done talking about our favorite I mean, it is cancer season.
yes.
And cancer season
Gotta
is
talk about
the
the
season of
munchies.
comfort.
yes.
You know?
Yeah. Nostalgia, food, comfort.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I need to fucking find a show I'm going to cry. Like, I need to find a show that makes me cry. Because I
Yeah.
love, like, having, like, a
Gotta
really,
get it out.
something that ties to the family dynamic. You know? Like
Ooh.
something like that.
Yeah.
Where, like, it runs deep.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
good.
mean? Like, generational trauma.
yes.
Yeah, if you guys know any shows like that, comment them because I will watch.
For sure.
I am
I
really
feel
excited.
like Netflix hasn't been hitting. I feel like the
No.
shows are slowing a little bit right now. I don't know if it's just
Yeah,
me or, like,
no,
what.
for sure. I just want something real depressing.
Yeah, give some recs, you guys. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you watching out there?
Yeah, for real.
Let the girls know.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you for kicking it with us. We hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. We hope you guys are having a nice start to your cancer season. Like I said, cry it out, let it out.
Yes.
All right.
Release it, baby.
Yeah, release it, honestly. And if you want to stay home and cry, you fucking stay home and cry. Don't judge
Right.
yourself for it. I'm talking to you, fire signs, air signs, earth signs. Cry it out. Cry it out.
Yeah.
Have a crying circle.
Let's cry it out.
We're going to link our socials somewhere over here. We post our regular YouTube videos every Monday and Thursday. We will be taking a break next week. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.